Hello students, welcome to class PM. In today's class we are going to discuss about another important property which is sorting materials into groups, that is floating materials and sinking materials. Some of the materials will float on the water, some materials will sink on the water. For example, you make a paper boat and leave it in the flowing water, running water. So that paper boat float on the water. You take a iron block or a wooden block, put it in the same running water, it will sink into the water. So why some of the materials are floating on the water, why some of the materials are sinking into the water? Okay, so as usual we are classifying the based on whether they are floating or sinking into the water, two types: floating materials, sinking materials in the water. So for these two things, what is the basic concept? It is a relative density. So relative density means comparing the density of different substances with a standard density. Generally water density has taken standard density. So density formula, if you want to write, density is given by mass by volume. So in a particular volume, how much mass is present, that is taken as density. So generally the water density has taken as 1 gram per centimeter cube. This is taken as a standard density. All other substances densities are compared with water density. This is density of water which is taken as standard density. Standard density. So all other substances densities are compared with water, and it's going to be decided whether they will float on the water or sink on the water. Okay, how it will be decided? Based on the relative density of water. All the materials whose relative density is less than 1, all the materials whose relative density is less than 1 gram per centimeter cube, all of them float on the water. The materials whose relative density is less than water density, that is 1 gram per centimeter cube, so those materials will float on the water. Now all the materials whose density is greater than water density, that is 1 gram per centimeter cube, will sink into the water. Sink into the water. Okay, this is a way we can, based on the relative density, we can classify the materials into floating materials and sinking materials by comparing with the density of water. So all the materials, so you can give some example for the floating materials like paper, ice cube, what is that, thermocol sheets, like this, leaves also float on the water. And sinking, all the materials which are sinking, wooden blocks, iron blocks, stones, they all sink into the water. So they have density greater than water, that is greater than 1 gram per centimeter cube. So such materials are called sinking materials and such materials are called floating materials.